Everything in life runs on a rhythm. A sort of cycle, a repetition. You see it everywhere you look. In nature, in the life of a living being. Eat, sleep, multiply, and so on until death. In the seasons, spring to summer, summer to autumn, autumn to winter, and again infinitely. Like a sort of humming of the world, trying to keep everything in order, trying to keep everything steady because one wrong move and it could all disappear. In people, daily routines, basing everything off a clock, the hustle and bustle of life moving forward without ever looking back. Repeating what makes us comfortable because it is familiar to us. This rhythm, these cycles are what keep us busy. They are what keep us moving and what keep us living. They make us feel safe. Safe in the arms of our childhood because we know that's when we hit our peak. Safe in the clarity of our sight when we know where we are going. Safe. When the rhythm broke, it broke me. I walk through the forest with no real sense of where I'm headed. I walk through the trees and all I can hear is the wind whirling through them and the pace of my footsteps underneath me. I concentrate myself on the rhythm of my breath. Maybe it'll help me get a grip on where I'm going. And it does. Well, at least for a moment. When a person is in a labyrinth, they tend to walk in circles and think they're going straight. I guess that's how I feel. I'm on the outside looking through. I can see everything I was before, but I can't reach it. I feel lonely. I feel like I'm not myself. I can feel the cold air wrap around me, telling me to let go of the memory of the summer gone. I sit for a while under a tree with my soles in the soil. I gaze at the clouds that start to drizzle with rain, and I confess to nature, to anything that wants to listen, that I'm sad. There's no explanation. I don't know why, I just am. I feel like I'm drowning in the autumn leaves that pile up around me, and I just keep hoping for winter because then I know spring is just around the corner. The mushrooms form a circle around me like I'm waiting for the way to leave this place. I think of how romantic it is that I tell myself these elegies hoping they won't eulogize me. I think of how funny it is that I think these things while I have bigger problems going on. I come to the realization that I don't really know much. I think I know how I feel, but I can't be sure, and the more I think about it, the lonelier it feels knowing I have no one to talk about it with. The sun appears again through the leaves above my head, and I know I'm supposed to feel better. And I do. But only because I think I have to, which in turn makes me feel worse when the sun disappears behind the clouds again. I get up and walk around a bit more before deciding I'm worn out from doing nothing but too tired to go to sleep. I've always loved autumn. I've always loved the way it comforts me. I've always loved the colours of the leaves. I've always loved how mystical the places we see all year round seem when everything is orange and brown and yellow and red. I've always loved knowing that even though the leaves are falling, they'll be back for next year. This autumn's different though. It feels colder, filled with sorrow. I see a new facet of the season that I had never seen before. One that shows me how foggy and muddy everything is all the time instead of brightly coloured. I realise why this halt has shaken me so much. I realise why I had such a hard time adjusting to it. I've never really taken the time to breathe. I was so ahead of the curve that the curve became a sphere. I put all of myself into everything without any look back. I had the shiniest wheels and now they're rusted. I have too much time now and all I can do is look back. I feel like I'm quarantined in a bad dream, but I've finally found my only escape. The only way to get the rhythm back.
I asked you, how is your sister? I heard you got her degree. And I said that makes me feel old. You said, what does that make me? How is playing drums? Said it's too much shit to carry. And what about the band?
These days, everything is back to normal. The rhythm is back and those days are behind me. But now I walk familiar roads feeling like a stranger, because the me I was before isn't here anymore. It was a threshold between my youth and my present. The future is unwritten and the past is a corridor. I'm at the exit yelling back through the hall. There's no sense in me telling you that you'll be okay because right now, I know you won't believe me. You'll think I just don't know how you feel, or that I haven't been hurt as deeply as you have, or that I simply couldn't put myself in your shoes. None of this is true, but I'm not here to convince you. So I'll tell you something else instead. I'll tell you that you'll make it through this day. Today. I'll tell you that if you take breath after breath, put one foot in front of the other, and move forward in even the tiniest way, that you will make it through this day. I'll tell you that when you go to bed tonight, you should feel proud of yourself for facing the day and facing yourself, and mentally preparing yourself to do it all over again tomorrow. I'll tell you that if you tried to make it through the day, each day and every day, eventually it won't feel so arduous. Eventually both the morning and your heart won't feel so heavy. Eventually you'll feel whole again. Eventually it'll all work out. It never goes away, but it all works out.